Look how far we've come, all the things we've done. Did it all with love, beauty from the bottom up. All I want is you, you're my favorite view. But there's nothing more, girl, you make my heart beat.
And we are back.
Welcome back, Bumble bitches. Oh, my bangs. Who is she?
So I want to talk a little bit about yesterday. Yesterday was a lot.
Yeah.
Across a whole lot of things. And it like cascaded and became more and more and more and more by the end of the night.
Yeah.
And it started with she looks miserable.
I can see it in her eyes. There's a sadness.
I can see it in your eyes.
Don't get me gone and get the dogs up.
I know, I'm sorry. But there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
Right. And you get it. You get that more than I get it. I get a lot uglier in terms of like, he's a narcissist, toxic piece of shit. At least they're like, you're sad. They're attacking my fucking character constantly. And that's fine. Right. But it gets heavy and it gets old. You get tired of hearing it. And at some point you're like, aren't you guys bored with this yet? Like, you've been following our podcast for 3 years now, talking shit on the internet. Like, you really let us live that free in your mind.
Right.
And I thought about it a lot yesterday. And then last night I got screenshots from somebody's Facebook page that I used to know, that at one point I called
Somebody
a friend.
that you used to know.
Right. We're going to do this all day, aren't we? And I saw some screenshots of comments and like the person that sent me the shit sent it with the best intention.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really appreciate you letting me know that this is happening, but I don't care. Like, I can't change their perception of me, and me getting upset by the fact that people are talking bad on me is a reflection of them and not me. Like, I can't, if all the work that I've done is not completely apparent to these people, nothing I do is going to change that. And that's fine.
Yeah, they're clinging on to the version of you that they experienced.
Right. And that's my fault.
Yeah.
Because I was a shitty person for a long time. At times, I still am.
Mm-hmm.
I still have my moments where, like, I have to remember who the fuck I am now versus who I was then, and I have to dial that back. Also, while we were live yesterday, somebody posted that Let Them by Mel Robbins book in the YouTube chat while we were running and asked us our questions on it. Well, I downloaded it, and I'm a few chapters into it. And you know what I'm realizing?
What's that?
And it's part of the book and part of the conversations that we had last night and part of my growth and realizing everything that's going on, and that there is a misery loves company aspect to everything when people do ugly things.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that really happy, successful people don't worry about the success of others and don't worry about the happiness of others. They're focused on their own life.
Right.
So they don't have time to talk shit about new up and coming businesses and bash other people's marriages or worry about what's going on outside of their own life, because they're so structured and things are thriving for them that they're focusing on the things that matter and not the things that really don't. And with that thought process, it made me realize that I actually feel pity for these people. Like, there is I'm sorry that you're hurting so bad.
Yeah.
I think that all of this compassion and empathy that I've been wanting to get is here now.
Yeah.
Because I see their lives. And I know what they're doing behind closed doors, because everybody talks. And even though I don't want to know, there's still people in my life that are like, yo, did you hear what such and such is doing? And I'm like, nope. And here we go, because I know you're going to tell me now. And that's, I mean, I understand that you're still caught in those social circles and it's oh my God, I can't believe they did that. I can believe they did that, because people are going to do what makes them happy and what they view as best for them.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't give a shit. And that let them mindset from that book is very prevalent.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe that moving forward, when people say ugly shit to us on the podcast, we need to tell them that we hope they heal. I'm sorry that you're going through whatever you're going through right now, that you're projecting that onto me, but I hope that you find some help. I hope that you heal. I hope that somebody's there, will listen to whatever you're going through and can give you advice to help you change your life. I think that we need to really approach that with compassion.
Yeah.
I do. I feel bad for these people. And like, I have to be very careful how I word this. I feel bad for the people who are in their lives by proxy, because what specifically the people last night are doing in their private lives is going to affect their children.
100%.
And there's a whole lot of things in that, you shouldn't throw stones if you live in a glass house kind of thing. Like, we all have a past. And I keep going to the parable of Jesus with the rock. Let him without sin cast the first stone. And like, saying that makes me feel like I'm on a high horse. Like, quoting that parable from the Bible makes me feel like I'm holier than thou. Like, don't you know Jesus said, well, I mean, you got skeletons in your closet too, homie. Like you really need to live and let live and worry about becoming a better version of you and not what other people are doing.
Yeah. Talking a whole lot of shit for having a messed up life.
Well, and that's just it though. We all have a messed up life.
Yeah.
And like, even though our life looks really good, we have things that we work through and things that we struggle with. And we still have a lot of growth and healing to do individually. Luckily, we don't have to do it as a couple though, right? Because our relationship has never been in peril, right? So the ugliness that we have in our life is external and it's internal, but it's not ours, right? So there's a whole lot of things that has to go into that as well. And I really am on some, I really do feel bad for these people today. The more I think about what's going on in their lives and the way they're projecting, like there's a lot of hurt there and there's a lot of ugly that they're holding on to, and you will never heal if you're holding on to that shit. And that leads into the forgiveness conversation that we've had a couple of times on the podcast, but we had it with Deadeye too. He looked at the dude that shot him in the eye and was like, dude, I forgive you. I'll write you while you're in prison. Like, I'd like to get to know you and maybe help you. That forgiveness isn't for the person who wronged you. It's for you. It's so that you're not walking around carrying that poison.
Right.
I don't know, man. I really am on some, like, I think that this next weekend is going to fundamentally change who I am at my core, because I'm already changing. And I know that the way that I'm viewing the world is already starting to shift. It's been shifting for 3 years now since the last time we took a heroic dose. My view on reality has changed. And now I'm about to do this all over again on a much bigger level. I am really excited to see who comes home next weekend. I'm proud of me.
You should be.
There's not a fuck you in me anymore. And like, even with talking to Zach this morning, there was I wonder how long this is going to go on. And he said, until they get bored or until we quit. And quitting's not going to happen. Like, I am fulfilled. I know that you have harder times with this than I do, but I know that you've also told me that you're very fulfilled in this. Like, we are changing lives.
Yeah.
And we're doing it for the better, right? Like, there's not sitting around bashing other people and trying to fuck up other people's existences and like worrying about other people's shortcomings when you should be helping them. What?
Just listening to what you were saying.
That's what I got. Been a fun episode, guys. Talk to you later. That was a hell of a 10-minute intro, right?
Yeah.
I don't have it in me to hate people anymore.
Yeah, me either. There's a frustration there, and I'm working on letting that frustration go, because the people talking shit on the internet don't know me, and they don't know you.
Right.
They know a version of us. But I also couldn't imagine harboring something for a decade and believing that the person is still that same person.
Right. Well, I know that psychologically, if you meet somebody at 7 years old and you see them 30 years later, you're like, holy shit, you're an adult now.
What happened to the child?
Right. Because in our mind, they are frozen in time at that thing. And that's who they are. You don't realize that as you've grown and changed and lived their life, they do too. Every time we see Amy's children, I'm like, holy shit. Like, what happened to that little kid? The first, when we saw the oldest, I don't want to say his name. We saw the oldest and he gained like a foot of height. I was like, what the fuck just happened, bro? It's been like 7 months. But in our head, we have that they are still those little children. So when you interact with people in your 20s and you see them in your 40s, you're like, whoa. So I think that that's why people do that. I think that to some people, you will only be the memory of what they have because they've not done the work or even have the desire to invest in you as a person moving forward. So you can't get caught up in holding on to that anymore. And like the people that don't know us, that see us on the internet, that say the things that they say, like they could be saying that to thousands of people. And until it's brought to our attention, it doesn't affect our life at all. And that's one of those things that I had to explain to the person that sent me those messages last night. Like, I don't need to see this shit. These people doing these things, I don't care if there was 20,000 of them. My life is really good until this shit is brought to my doorstep. And them having an issue with me is a them problem. And I mean that in that it doesn't affect my life unless they're trying to harm me. And just talking shit's not harming me. Free speech. Say whatever the fuck you want to say. I don't care.
Right.
If you want, you want to try to physically harm me, that might be a different situation. I might not be as understanding about that, but I don't have to worry about any of that. if somebody hates my guts and thinks that our relationship is a sham and hates that we're together and thinks that because of the age gap it's predatory or whatever the situation is, I go to bed with a beautiful woman laying on my chest every night. I get to see an ass when I wake up in the morning and touch it. And like we have fur babies and actual babies, and we're doing the life thing, and like my life is fulfilling and happy. Theirs isn't, because otherwise they wouldn't be focusing on our life.
They'd be focusing on themselves.
Right. And it just, so that's where that pity comes in. Yeah. And that pity is probably not the right word. It might be, but when I use the word pity, it sounds like a pity fool. It sounds like a look down upon.
Yeah.
And that's not what it is. It's a true, I'm sorry that your life is struggling.
Yeah.
And I wish that you could find peace.
My body's purging a whole lot right now.
It'll be worse next weekend.
My goodness. How much are we taking? Do we?
I have to.
Do we know?
Hang on.
What?
I'm back. Did the thing. I'm done up.
You look great.
Button the top one if I need to. I don't like it being tight on my neck though.
Yeah.
Should have done the 2Xs. This feels way better than the extra larges that I normally wear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rose Thorne asked where we're going to do this. So the shaman, the church that we're using is from Brazil, but they've moved to the United States and started a church here. And in order to do the retreat, you have to be a member of the church. I don't want to put too much of it online because I don't know the legality of how that works. But we are going through the legal means to do it.
We are.
So I don't know how I know that there's been a couple of churches in Colorado that have opened around psilocybin. But I don't know the aspect of the ayahuasca journeys. So I don't want to put too much out there and it be wrong or speak out of the side of my neck and really fuck things up. So Son got excited when he heard you guys talk.
Oh, how sweet.
Bethany said, just want to say that you guys live last week inspired me to start my own small business and you guys are amazing. I love that.
Good for you.
So what would you like to talk about, babe? We didn't do anything yesterday and we did a Friday episode you just recorded with Eva. So should we just do some emails?
I'm down to do some emails. Yeah. What?
Nothing.
What? Don't do this to me.
Don't do what to you?
This.
I'm not allowed to look at my woman and just smile. I can't be happy that I got a beautiful woman sitting across from me.
But I want to know like what the thought was that made you smile.
Nope.
I'll never know because you'll forget by the time this is over.
Yep, I already did. It's gone.
Damn it.
Let's start with a feel good.
Okay.
Because we haven't done one of those in a while. This is a Patreon huge thank you. We need to shave my head.
I thought about that this morning. I like looking at the white hair though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Becoming Santa.
I can read, guys. I promise. My eyeballs just aren't working right now.
Put your glasses on, babe.
Damn. Didn't recognize we were in the Call of Duty chat.
Yeah. It's pretty much what it sounded like, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be helpful.
No, I appreciate it. I love that all of us are blind as bats and need glasses.
Yeah. I'm not blind, I'm old. There's a difference.
This email is titled Patreon, a huge thank you and some backstory. Hello, Chris and Peach. I want to take a moment to thank you both for all that you do. You both have been an inspiration to me in both bettering myself for my relationship and bettering my life and mind for me. Trust me, there will definitely be a more extensive thank you at the end. I just wanted to provide some backstory to how I got to the place I am today.
Okay, before you move on, the ages that are listing here, we talk about breaking generational trauma a lot. Like that's a very prevalent conversation on this podcast, and it's normally coming from parents who are healing. But I think that we would be remiss if we weren't taking some sort of credit in what we're doing and actually helping young people who are 18, 19, 20 years old without having to have the people in their lives to physically be there. Because we're getting an email from somebody who started listening at 20, who's 23 now, who's been listening the entire fucking time and has bettered their life because of our words.
I love that.
Which falls into what I was saying earlier. It doesn't matter if other people don't like us. There are people out there who are finding benefit and value in what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that the people who are hurting that can't get over that or get over what was is the ones who need the compassion from us, the way that the people who need to be healed that are writing in needs the compassion for themselves. Make sense?
Yeah, that's hard for me.
Why?
Because it's hard for me to not meet animosity with animosity.
But how does it serve you?
It doesn't.
Right.
that's just something that I have to work through.
Right. Well, and this is my thought process, right? Like the respect thing used to be a really big thing when I was young.
Right.
Like, you're gonna fucking respect me. I don't give a shit if you respect me or not. I don't care if you like me, love me, whatever. Like the people that I care about are the ones that matter to me. Beyond that, you guys don't exist. In the situation that came through last night, I could have got on the internet and I could have fucking rant and raved with these people and got in the comments and argued with all of them and had all of them team up on me and told them all to go fuck themselves and done all that. And when I see you, what would that have done? It would have ruined my night further than what my night was already ruined.
Right.
It would have made me dwell on it today and the next day. It would have made me look over my shoulder a whole lot more. Like there would have been a whole lot of ugly that came from me participating in that ugly. And in the bigger picture, I'm letting them poison me. It's like a bowl of fruit. They're all rotten strawberries. And here I am being a properly ginger root. And those strawberries are sitting around and I don't want that mold on me. Like you guys can be bitter, moldy, and decrepit all you want. I'm thriving. Like I'm not going to allow that to interrupt that anymore. I'm done with that shit. And that's where that let them thing comes into play. I think that you're going to get a lot from that book. I'm 2 chapters in and there's a whole like light bulb moment and all of that. And it's a lot of shit that we've said, but knowing that this is an entire movement and that there's people that are getting let them tattoos, just like they're getting what would peaches do tattoos.
Yeah.
It's cool to think that what we're saying is being reinforced by other people who are wording it different.
Right.
All right. I'm done.
Okay. I'm 23 now, and I was 20 going on 21 when I first found you guys around mid-2022 on TikTok. I was in a horrible place, in a horrible relationship, and took a terrible outlook, and had a terrible outlook on myself and life in general. I saw a couple of videos here and there, and at that time, I kind of just brushed off everything you both were saying. As many other people have stated in emails, it was calling me out, and I didn't appreciate it in the slightest. I didn't want to believe that I may actually be a pretty big part of why my relationship and life sucked, so I ignored it and kept going on with my life. Fast forward to March of 2023, and I was still in the same house, in the same relationship, in the same miserable place. I ended up getting into a rollover accident in my partner's car, and I was lucky that I was able to walk away from it.
Wow.
That's insane. The following 2 days after, he treated me like I didn't exist, like I didn't matter, and that he didn't care I was lucky to make it out of the car.
I wonder if there was a anger that the car was totaled.
Maybe. I
couldn't imagine worrying about a vehicle, right? Even if it was our only car and you totaled it. Like, I mean, like total, twisted, mangled frame, and you were able to walk away.
Had to use the jaws of life to get me out.
I would be so fucking thankful that you made it. Because I can replace a material item. I can't replace you. Right? Like, God, that sucks to say out loud.
I love you.
I love you too.
The second night, he started sleeping with his head at the foot of the bed and shoved his phone under his back like he was trying to hide it. That action led me to overthink. My anxiety got the best of me and I did the wrong thing. I went through his phone after he fell asleep. In doing so, I ended up finding out he was cheating on me with the same ex he cheated on others with. So after a lengthy 4 hours of trying to figure out why he did it and if he wanted to save things, I broke up with him.
I'm going to pause for a second. Why? Why does that matter?
Trying to save things?
No, try to figure out why he did it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, does that really matter? Like, I understand that you want... You're praying in that moment that you can find some sort of justification as to why they did what they did, or that they could give you some sort of really good reason.
Or why they did what they did to you.
Right.
But in reality,
it's for them. There's nothing that could be said or done that's going to take away the pain that you feel in that moment. It's best to just be like, hey, I know this now. Sorry, things didn't work out. I wish you the best, and fucking move on. Like, if you know, unless you're married and you guys are going to try to go through therapy and all of that shit, but like the trying to figure out why, and that 4-hour conversation just seems like a whole lot of I'm hurt,
wasted time.
And I want you to know that I'm hurt, and I want you to feel my hurt. It's not going to make you feel any better.
Yeah.
It's not going to change anything. You're going to leave and still be super upset. It's going to take you days or weeks to get over what you're going to get over. Like, it's just a lot. I don't know. It's just a lot to process.
Good on you for breaking up with him, though. The amount of videos that I've seen on TikToks on TikToks, on the TikToks of grown men in the fetal position screaming and crying because they got caught cheating on the person that they were with. And then them trying to find ways to salvage their relationship. They know what they did. They know what they did wrong. They knew it was wrong while they were doing it. And like my husband just said, it was self-serving. A lot of people are only sorry that they got caught.
That's it. Because otherwise they would keep doing it.
Right.
There's I actually posted a TikTok today from the random questions episode that we did. And it was on there that one of the big questions we get all the time is, can you overcome infidelity? And it's not a black or white situation. Those situations are never black and white. If you have somebody that's been together for 3 days, that's a really easy separation. Yeah. If you've been together for 30 years, it's a very different conversation. How entangled your life is. If you have kids, if you don't have kids, if it was a one night thing while you were drunk, if it was like all of that shit absolutely matters. And it's individualized to every single situation. But if you don't know if you can get over it, you don't need to stay in that situation.
Right.
But the comments are always ugly in those videos because it's the people who are intellectual will go, well, it's not as simple as that.
Right.
And the people who are emotional will be like, no, fuck that, never.
Right.
And you can always see the two, and there'll be somebody arguing from a logical standpoint and somebody arguing from emotion, and the emotion is always ugliness, and it's never a clean
hurt.
conversation. Yeah.
Continuing on. I had to stay in the house until I could afford to move out, so the following 8 months after the breakup were pretty rough. There was some abuse before we broke up, but it really started after. My only assumption was because he knew I didn't have anywhere else to go at the time, and he felt like because his mom owned the house that he could treat me any kind of way. We agreed after the breakup that he would still help me get to and from work. I didn't have a car at the time, and then started using the rides as a way to manipulate me into getting what he wanted. And if I didn't agree or do what he told me, he'd take away the options for a ride, so I was having to spend money on Ubers to and from work, making it pretty hard to save while still paying bills in the home.
That is a whole lot of abuse.
That is abuse. That is 100% abuse.
I think there's a special place in hell for people like that.
I agree. If I'd go to see friends after work and got home later than he wanted, he started screaming at me until I cried, and then leave to go spend the night with the same girl he cheated on me with. Even on days I came home right after work, when I would go straight to my room, he'd stand at my door and yell at me until he felt satisfied. Usually during those times, he was on the phone with her and she was encouraging him on things to say to me. I can relate to a lot of that.
Yeah.
Not the being on the phone with another woman and having her encourage things, but that type of abuse.
It's crazy to me that people stay. That situation's really bad, but there's got to be a better situation that you could find yourself in. And I understand that it's different for men than women, right? It's a whole lot more dangerous for a woman to be homeless than a man. I fucking get that. But I would choose to sleep outside.
Yeah.
or a shelter. I would do something other than staying in a situation like that, even if that meant I had to swallow my pride and ask a family member for help.
I'm reaching out to friends. I'm reaching out to family. Shelters. Like, continuing on, admittedly, I fell victim to his tactics a lot at first and would either cry or scream back, but I realized that's what he really wanted. He wanted me to show him I still cared enough to fight back so he could feel power over me for still caring. Finally, after a while of me ignoring his existence when he was in his moods and not letting what he said get to me, he stopped and then eventually just stopped coming back to the house and started an official relationship with the girl he chose. It was peaceful, and I had figured things out, so I was able to save money. And after 8 months, I signed the lease on my first place.
On my first place.
Yeah.
I love that.
The whole first half of that email was really hard to swallow. But reading, I signed the lease on my first place.
It's a light in the darkness.
Good for you. Fucking good for you.
Yeah.
I am still proud of myself for getting this place. I may be renting for now, but it's my first home. And that'll always make me proud because getting this place proved to me that I could do anything if I put my mind to it and tried hard enough.
You'll never forget your first place. No, it'll always be that special, even though it was bad, right? Like my first place was a 2-bedroom duplex that was $450 a month in the hood.
Yeah.
And I had plastic lawn furniture in my living room to sit on that we stole from other people's backyards because we didn't have nowhere to sit.
Wow.
Yeah. And as people were throwing away furniture, we'd put it on a skateboard and like get it to the house because at the time I didn't even have a car. Like,
right.
We had a mattress in the living room.
Yeah,
for
so
a
did
while.
I.
Yeah.
Hey guys, little quick interruption. If you're enjoying the content, please leave a like. And also don't forget to comment. We enjoy interacting with you guys and hearing your opinions, and it helps the algorithm.
It's also free to do, and if you really want to help make sure the show continues to do, hit the subscribe button and share the content across your social medias. It costs you nothing, and it greatly helps the show.
My first place was a loft. It was a 2-story loft, so there were no bedrooms. It was like a studio apartment with a... And I had 2 under 2 at the time, and I was a single mom. So my kids had the whole downstairs area, and I had the little tiny loft area as my bedroom. And like I said, there were no walls or anything, so it was...
I had one of those once.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the upgrade from the duplex.
Yeah. I was really proud of that first place. I got that place, right? So I had a first house with my ex-husband, and that place was just a fucking nightmare. We allowed people to move in that we should have never allowed them to move in, and we already had relationship issues, but that furthered the strife on our marriage and all of those kinds of things. And then I was homeless.
Yeah.
So like I was living on my ex-mother-in-law's couch every other week to spend time with my kids, and then the week that their dad had the kids, I was sleeping at whoever would let me crash at their place. Continuing on, right around the time I finished moving in, around November of 2023, both of your TikTok videos started showing up on my For You page again, and I started listening. I actually heard you guys for the first time, and to be honest, it nearly broke me. I realized everything in my life came down to me and my choices and the things I did. The things that were done to me weren't in fact done to me, but for themselves. I love that. I love that. When you're able to see things from that perspective, it's like being able to see clearly after walking through a fog for decades.
I can see clearly now the rain has gone.
Yeah. Hold on.
What?
It's not the rain has gone?
I don't know.
Is it the rain is gone?
Are we going to Google this real quick?
Yes. Everybody stop.
Is gone.
Oh, no. Oh, God. See, that was a purge. Oh, Jenna knew it too. Oh, golly.
It's going to be a bright...
This is New England all over again.
Bright sunny day. Yep. All right. Let's go.
Okay. What?
These are small enjoyments.
Yeah.
Right? These are the trivial things that people will think about when they're dying.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. I am on some shit today.
Yeah.
Since we're kind of emotional.
Okay.
Do you know how lucky we are to even exist?
Yeah.
Like to truly be alive is like a 1 in 400 trillion probability.
Right.
And then to be alive right now with all of the comforts and technology and fucking the ability for us to have this podcast and us to have met each other and mesh the way that we did. Like there's a whole lot of gratitude going on.
Iggy knows what's up.
What?
Is New England not England? It's not.
Oh, man, you fucking Southerners.
I didn't know that. Apparently, it's like New Hampshire and Maine
Delaware,
and shit.
Yeah. Massachusetts. Massive two shits.
This is America, people. Okay. We're done. All right, we're going to move on from the New England thing, even though that was earth-shattering for me.
That's so funny.
I realized everything in my life came down to me and my choices and the things that I did. That the things that were done to me weren't in fact done to me, but for themselves. I started looking at my life under a microscope, analyzing the things I said, the things I've done that had led me down the paths that I was on in life. I realized I wasn't the person I was portraying myself as, and I needed to change. I needed to work on myself to be the woman I want to become. Over 2024, I have watched almost all of the videos on YouTube and rewatched a few of them. I have a whole notebook full of notes about the videos, about myself, about the things I've realized in my past and the things I've done and the things I need to do to get better. And this year, I have been doing everything I can to get to the best version of myself. And I realized that even though I may not have been the best version of me a few years ago, that version of me led me here.
Love that.
I love that too. I said this on my women's call yesterday, that there has to be almost a grieving process that has to happen. When I look back on me and my past actions, there's a lot of shame and guilt and embarrassment and self-judgment that happens. And like I was doing with my inner child, I have disassociated my new self from my old self. There is no other me. That's all just me. And that grieving process for me came in when I realized I was no longer that person. I don't have to hold on to that shame of what I did 10, 15 years ago. I don't have to hold on to that guilt anymore. And if other people are still holding on to that, there is a sincere regret in me. And I recognize that I may have done long-term damage to other people. Not in a physical way, but in a psyche way.
Yeah.
Because I was a messed up human being. And in my self-defense and my self-preservation, I 100% lashed out at people. So there is a regret there, and there's also a want for that person to move on from those things as well. It's a lot. Did all of that make sense?
It did.
Okay.
You know why the butterfly is represented as a metaphor for change so much?
Because of the metamorphosis?
It's because of everything you just said. You are the caterpillar, and you have to go through that cocooning phase and then come out of your shell to be this new creature. That's the growth journey. You are this little fucking thing that's going around just destroying everything in its path, laying waste to life.
To better itself.
So that it can better itself and become this beautiful thing that people appreciate, that, you know, actually has value in the world. Caterpillars technically do as well because they help to break down things and all of that. But there's just a lot that the whole metamorphosis of the butterfly, when you really think about it and like really apply it to a health journey, is a big deal.
It is. I've been with my current boyfriend for almost 7 months, and it has definitely been a rough ride because he and I both are growing as people. We are both young and learning who we want to be. He was a very heavy drinker, and he wasn't as honest about how much he drank as he thought he was. That led to a lot of issues the first 4 months, and it ended up coming down to me telling him that he either quits or he loses me. He's been sober for a month and a half now, and I'm proud of him. We have started check-ins and started learning to communicate with each other. Things have gotten better over this time, and we have been getting happier. I have been learning how to support him and help him learn who he is as a sober man. And in turn, he has been trying to support me in my weight loss journey and me learning who I am now that I'm coming out of my depression. I have gotten a second job and start next week so I can save money. I feel like the air pressure in my head is off. Why are you laughing at?
Living with your head in the clouds, babe. We got it. I'm totally going to have that screen on you while you're doing all of that.
Oh, no.
Because of the faces.
Okay. I feel like I need to go through decompression or something.
Yeah.
I've gotten a second job.
Before you pick back up, I think there's a something that we shouldn't skip over in terms of an acknowledgement here.
Okay.
She's like, we're both young and we're learning who we are.
Yeah.
At 23, 24, 25 years old, that's exactly what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You are learning to walk as an adult.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the mistakes that you're going to make over the next 5 or 10 years either. And your life is going to get progressively better every decade that you're alive. Mm-hmm. You're going to become more wise. You're going to become more compassionate. You're going to have more understanding of things. You'll learn how to navigate obstacles. Like, your life is going to get better. But you're not going to ever really know who you truly are. Because when you think that you figured something out, something else is going to come along and it's going to make you want to evolve again.
Yeah.
So be prepared for that.
I have gotten a second job and start next week so I can save money, so we can start living out our dreams in life, and he seems supportive of it. I thank him every day for everything he does for me, and I do my best to show him just how much I appreciate him. I have both of you to thank for this. If it wasn't for what you two are doing, helping people and helping couples to learn to be better, I don't think I'd be where I am right now. Chris, I want to thank you for giving me hope that there are men out there who want genuine love. I used to hate men for a long time. For the things I've witnessed other women go through, and for the things that happened to me over my life. You have helped me learn not to punish other men for the things the men in my past have done. You have helped me learn to understand that a man is more than what society says he is. You have helped me open my eyes. I know now what to look for and what to avoid, and what a true gentleman looks like. Thank you for giving the fatherly advice us girls without fathers needed. I'll forever be grateful.
What?
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
knowing your past and the things that you have done and the ways that you have changed yourself, like statistically, you should not be who you are right now. And you've beat every single fucking odd. You have spit all of the words back, the hateful words that people have spewed to you. You spit them back in their face and proven them wrong. And it is an absolute honor to be your wife.
Thank you.
Peach, thank you for showing me that it's okay for a woman to be vulnerable. Thank you for showing me it's okay to love a man with my whole being and not be ashamed or feel weak for it. You've shown me that I can be empowered and loving my man the way he needs. Before I started watching you guys, I thought that women who devoted themselves to their partners were either being abused or brainwashed or something. And I hate that I used to think that way, but that's how I was raised. It took a lot to shake that belief, and watching you and Chris helped me shake it. Peach, you truly are an inspiration to me. I am no longer a woman who despises women who worship their partners. I am no longer a woman who believes that it's a weakness to support and love their partner to the extent that you love and support Chris. I believe now that a true loving partnership between people who support each other to the very end is a powerful thing that few people in this world have the chance to witness. Thank you for showing the world and me that. Thank you for giving us women a new view into how to live our lives in our feminine. And finally, thank you both for giving me everything I needed to save myself. I don't know where I'd be otherwise. Much love to you both.
I really enjoyed that, and I want to keep it going. Do we want to read a poem? Somebody wrote a To Be Better poem.
Yeah. Okay. Oh gosh, I'm not ready for this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been an emotional day.
Babe, somebody wrote a poem about us.
Way better than a death threat.
Yeah, but it is. It definitely is. But poem is art.
Yeah.
And art's evoked by emotion.
Yeah. Good art is.
Yeah.
That's how you can tell if you successfully created something. Yeah. So if you don't get a response out of us, it means you suck. No, I'm just kidding. I'm trying to lighten things because it's been very emotional over here today.
All right. The To Be Better podcast. Two voices rise, distinct yet intertwined, a harmony of hearts, a meeting of minds. They honor the past for lessons it gave, the pain endured, the battles brave. For love, they remind, is never enough. It demands action and tension, and steadfast and tough. Protect her, he declares with a steady hand, to honor her strength, to truly understand. Oh my God. It's already happening. You did it. Congratulations. This is art. My husband's got me, she softly proclaims. A bond unbroken, love free from shame. In his arms, she finds her grace, a sanctuary, a sacred place. With a strength both fierce and kind, they shape a future with heart and mind. They nurture bonds, teach and hold, breaking silence with stories bold. Through words that heal, with hearts laid bare, they show the world how to truly care. To cherish, to grow, to honor and be, to craft a legacy of unity. Benny Fishbowl moments bring clarity still. Quiet truth found amidst life's shrill. A simple space, a thought made plain, breaking barriers and easing pain. Life is not perfect, it is not a mere dream. It's messy, it's hard, it's often unseen. But here to remind us with passion and grace, love's greatest power is choosing your place. Not above, not beneath, but standing as one, building a future where respect's never undone. Through quiet strength and unwavering light, they lead us forward through wrongs made right. Thanking the listeners, the dreamers, the souls, who dare to mend what life often stole. For love demands courage, sacrifice, and fire, a future molded by both hearts and desire. Gentlemen who lead, not with control, but with kindness that makes their partners whole. Women who create with vision and care, holding a world where love is not bare. Building a world where love is not bare. Together, they work for the ones yet to come, a better life for both daughter and son. Each word a seed, each story a flame, planting hope where despair once came. The To Be Better podcast is more than a name, it's a beacon of change and eternal flame. For the future shines brighter when we rise as one, a legacy begun, a journey not done. Oh my God, there was one written to the wizards.
Right. I need a second.
You guys, look at the little tiny pot Carrie just gave me. That did make me feel really good. Thank you. Buff Belso, who did this? We know you're here. The call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah. The reality of the fact that somebody also wrote a poem for the Wizards is a testament to the community that we have created.
100%.
If this is a cult, like everybody claims that it is, it's a good one. It's healthy.
This is one of the best ones I've seen.
It's the only one I've ever seen that's been good and healthy. Like everybody else ends up being like abused and tortured and murdered and shit.
We're not
like
confiscating your passports and whatnot.
we got random people writing us poetry.
Yeah.
I don't know who wrote this, but I'll absolutely post it in the Discord. It was really well written.
It was
and
very,
it made
very
me
nice.
cry, which definitely did the thing.
She brought. Is it even a tinier one? Holy. Stop it. 88 cents for that little tiny pot. I'm sold. All right, are we going to read the ones for the wizard?
Yes.
Okay.
That last one's really good, and I don't want to not hear it.
All right, this one's for the wizards. To the wizards who inspire me, who dared me to dream, to the community that gave me space to create again, I owe you my deepest gratitude. Oh gosh, excuse me. Sorry, purging.
This is going to be what happens for the rest of our lives.
I guess so, yeah. Yeah, that gave me a whole new perspective. You offered a haven where ideas could grow, a place where I can find my voice and soar. You gave me more than support, you gave me belief in what we could achieve together, belief in the power of shared truths and hard conversations. But I know I need to acknowledge the distance I created. For the moments I was not fully there, for the time spent away from you, I am sorry. To the wizards who held me steady, who stayed rooted when I could not be, who carried the weight when I slipped, thank you for your patience and your unwavering support. You are more than just wizards, you are the guardians of this mission. I don't think we could do this without Zach and Janae.
I was just thinking that.
Yep. You have been my anchor, my sounding board. The embers and a creative fire that burns within me. Your strength, your voices, your love for this work. It is the foundation upon which this journey stands. This renewed path would not have been possible without you. Your encouragement, your belief in me when I failed to see, and the space you gave for me to grow. It means everything. Through your sacrifices, your trust, and your dedication to others, you have built a community, a family, and a legacy. To the voices who lifted me higher, you have shaped my world with your love and understanding. I am forever grateful for the foundation you have built, for room to create, to stumble, to rise again. To the wizards of To Be Better, you are the heart of this creation. Your dedication is a fire that cannot be extinguished. Your courage is the light guiding us through the dark. It is your wisdom, your humor, your honesty that make this not just a podcast, but a movement. With all my heart, I thank you for standing by me, for seeing my strength, and for showing me that while love alone may not be enough, together we can create something extraordinary. Together we are building more than conversations. We are shaping lives, lighting paths, and forging a future where understanding reigns. To the wizards, to Chris, to Peaches, to the community, to this dream we have dared to build, you are celebrated, you are cherished, you are loved. It's a lot today. If you need me to come up over there and love up on you, just let me know.
You are trying to make me have a complete breakdown, aren't you?
I'm not. It's really hard for me because my instinct is to comfort.
I know.
So I feel like
I'm letting
a
it out
shitty wife.
in little bits.
Yeah.
And if I get the ability to let it all out at once, that dam's going to break.
Yeah.
I'm managing my shit, and it's slowly getting to the point where the water's no longer at the top, and I think that eventually I'll be able to let the dam open. Just not there yet, especially on the podcast. That
Yeah.
nobody needs to see that ugly shit.
This one is titled Patreon, Thank You for Everything. Hello, thank you for reading my email. I have been listening to you guys since April of 2023. I wanted to send an email of not just appreciation, but admiration as well. Me, 21 female, and my boyfriend, 21 male, have been together for just shy of 2.5 years, February of 2022. While me and him specifically have never had any major disruptions or issues within our relationship, there are major reasons behind that. Prior to him and I being together, I was with my ex-boyfriend for 3.5 years. We were together through high school and after graduation until the following August after I had turned 19, but I ended up moving into my own place and we separated. I had left my parents' house at 17 and was living with him and his parents. There's a lot more detail behind that isn't relevant to this email, but I left that relationship in a massive victim mindset, and I stayed in that mindset for months afterwards. While it seemed to make things easier in the moment, it made my life so much harder in the long run, and I had developed habits that were extremely hard to break. That December of 2021, I started therapy. For years before this, I hadn't even considered it due to the same stigma around it that if you got therapy, something was wrong with you. And I cannot say how happy I was that I was wrong. I was able to not only form extremely healthy habits over the next 6 months, but I actually reconnected with my current boyfriend during that healing phase. A little backstory about me and my current boyfriend. We actually went to high school together too, and we had previously had a multiple month fling freshman year before my ex and I got together. I just want to pause for a second. It's crazy, right? Because when you're a freshman, 15 years old, it's crazy to think how adult we make our lives at such a young age.
Right. You're not even old enough to fucking drive yet.
No. I had initially made it really clear that I was not looking for anything remotely romantic, and that if that's what he was expecting, he could keep moving because I wasn't ready for that. It was my way of trying to make sure I wouldn't bring all of that trauma and baggage with me into a new relationship. Fast forward to today, we are about to hit 2.5 years together. He was really good at the courting phase, as you guys call it, and I was very easily courted. He's as gentlemanly as you can get with them. He has not only managed to heal every crack and break that he didn't make, but he showed me how to love in the right way, and showed me that love is not supposed to make you feel constantly on edge whether or not your partner still wants to be with you. I found your podcast early April of 2023. I was 20 at the time and can say that yes, I thought I had it all figured out when it came to love.
Hold on. Kelsey said, I don't know many of you, but I'm super glad to say I'm a part of this cult ... I mean community, fixing to get my What Would Peaches Do tattoo soon, LOL.
Stop it. I would love to see that. That's a lot for me. It's crazy going from the mindset that I'm a piece of shit, and that I'm unworthy and that I don't matter, to being held in such a high esteem for so many people. You guys are forcing me to make me look at myself differently, and this sucks and it hurts, but I need to do it. And why are you doing this to me? But thank you for doing it to me.
I think that this weekend, at some point this weekend, or even maybe early next week, we should drive to Tampa and go to Kingpin.
Yeah.
We have to go anyways, because you're wanting to be back in the tattoo shop after the ayahuasca journey.
I do.
And I think that we should make it available to the people that are part of our community first to get tattoos by you, for people that want to get tattooed. But I really think that we need to start figuring out a mobile situation so that when we do retreats and do things like that, we could have an extra thing where we tattoo. I actually think that there's enough people that listen to our podcast that own shops that it would be very easy for us to get into a studio while it's closed and fucking tattoo. Yeah. I can't imagine that there would be a shop owner that would be like, no, I don't want you guys here. Like,
right. Advertise Chris and Peaches are going to come and tattoo. You're gonna have I like to think that there's going to be a line out the door.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to do your guys' What Would Peaches Do tattoos. As I listened to more and more episodes, you guys became a regular part of my daily routine until I was caught up to current releases and episodes. I realized that not only was I definitely not done learning, but I still had a lot of work to do, because you're never done growing as a person. Another big thank you to you both for making that clear. As of today, 6/3/2024, I am an Ultimate Tier Patreon member. As my big thank you to the both of you for not only helping people who may not have started their healing journey, but also helping those of us who have started it and needed something to help reinforce it. It's a mindset change that was, and still is, drastically needed in many people today, and it's insanely refreshing to see a couple do this to help make others better. I know that this email is not extremely detailed, but I want to put in here that what I thought was important. Thank you again to both Chris and Peach for making me better. They included their Discord name, so I'm about to jump in here and... Oh, I don't think this person's in Discord anymore.
All right, guys, as you know, there was a TikTok scare. We lost the app for a whole 12 hours, and we have no idea what the future of the app looks like. And with that, we are very concerned about the loss of our following. We have amassed almost 3 million followers across that platform with all 4 of our accounts, and we are trying to push people to other social media platforms so that in the event that anything happens on one app, we have multiple other backup plans. If you want to make sure that you're not missing any content, we highly recommend that you check out our Patreon.
On Patreon, we have multiple tiers to choose from. Starting at $10, you begin to receive exclusive content. At $15 a month, you get access to our private Discord server where we've amassed an absolutely amazing community of supportive people. And beyond that, we have other tiers to check out, along with my 2 private women's group, if that's something you may be interested in.
Guys, on our $15 and higher tier, you have access to live recordings. We record all of our content 3, 4, sometimes 5 times a week, live in front of our Patreon audience, where they are able to chat with us while we're recording. They get to see all the flirting, the outtakes, the hot topic conversations that never actually make it on the podcast. And it's really worth that aspect in itself. We have an After Dark where we sit down usually once a week and have a glass of bourbon, or in Peach's case, a glass of wine and a bowl of cheese. And we have a whole lot of fun conversations, karaoke in the Discord. We finish the lyrics. We literally just hang out, and you guys get to hang out with us. There is a host of other perks, including Zoom calls that are coming for the ultimate tier, so that if you guys are having problems, you can talk to us. It also gives you the heads up on private meet and greets, because when we travel, we try to meet up with people in our Discord on a regular basis. There's a whole slew of other perks that come through Patreon. I highly recommend that you check it out.
The best way to support what we are doing is to share the content. The second best way is to check out our Patreon. Thank you guys for being here.
If they are still listening, thanks for being a part of it when you were. And we'll see you again, I'm sure. Bandit said, wait, hold on a damn minute. Is there a possibility of Chris doing a tattoo on me? Sign me up. I'm not above doing tattoos again, guys, but it's going to be what I want. Mm-hmm. That's all there is to that. I've done the tattoo career thing, and then that's a very shitty, arrogant thing to say. But if I'm going to sit down and tattoo for 3, 5, 8 hours, it's going to be something that I'm going to enjoy.
Yeah.
Somebody, Sabrina said she wants a what would peaches do in your handwriting tattoo.
Really?
That's easy to facilitate.
Yeah.
They're just going on a Sunday or a Monday and have them drive down. They've been wanting to hang out with us anyways.
Go get lunch or something afterwards.
Yeah.
Shit, do you want to be the first person back in my chair? I do want to get some like fake skin or something just to get used to the feel of the machine in my hand again and all of that.
Yeah. Tara said, did you guys see that where'd it go? The offer to host the mod meetup in Texas. I did see that. The hosting the mod meet is not going to happen though. That's going to be a Discord moderator thing. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be something that I pay for out of pocket. We're going to get a really big house somewhere, and we are going to spoil everyone that's been with us for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I want to put a whole lot into that. It's not going to just be us hanging out. Like right. I really want to give back to the people who have supported what we've done, because without the mods, the Discord would have collapsed.
It would have.
I also, if we're being 100% right now, I don't think you guys realize how close the Discord was to collapsing at one point. Very early on, there were a couple people that were trying to undermine what we were doing in the Discord, and Zach and Jenny were able to catch it. Mm-hmm. And if it wasn't for them, the Discord wouldn't have been a thing. I really do think that our community is what's kept this podcast
going.
A thing.
Yeah.
Jay said you want to do a Hanya. Jay, I promise you I will tattoo you. Hanya masks are one of my favorite things to tattoo. It's easy. One of the animals just farted, LOL. Yeah, it happens a lot. Lizzie said... I'm assuming that was her name, Lisi, mm-hmm. Lisi. It's my first day of being a Discord member. I want to thank you guys for everything that you have done. You have impacted my life in such a positive way. You picked a hell of a fucking day to join.
Sorry for this. Welcome.
Yeah, hope you got your tissues. I think that's what we should call this one today. I hope you got your tissues.
Yeah. I want to tack on, when it comes to the tattoo guys, us tattooing people, we're not tattooing in appropriate places.
No.
Like where we're not getting up under cleavage, and we're not tattooing near asses.
I'm not even willing to tattoo ribs or lower backs at this point. Yeah. With the way my back is and my sciatic nerve shit, changing that tire today was a lot.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting on the ground. Like it shouldn't have been hard to do that. So I have to tattoo things that would be comfortable for me, but I also don't want us put in any type of precarious is not the right word. I don't know why I keep thinking that statement, but in a position where there could be an inappropriate statement made or any type of misunderstandings. Like, somebody help me with the word I'm looking for. It starts with a P. Bethany said, I would love to participate in the tattoos, but cannot because I'm so far away. Do y'all want to come to Hawaii? One day.
Aqua Tofana.
What is that?
So a woman devised a poison that was odorless and tasteless to help women get away from their abused husbands back in the day because divorce was so frowned upon.
Oh.
She helped so many women get out of abusive relationships. I mean, of course, they used it for other things, but that was her intention, was to help women get away from those kinds of things.
That's awesome. I mean, it's not because murder, but
I mean, there's a difference between murder and killing. I'm just saying.
What's the song say? I ain't saying he should have killed her, but I understand. Safa said, thank you both. For both of you, 2025, you have not only changed our lives, saved our 15-year marriage, and renewed it all. My wife and I are writing our stories / emails to you. Much love and blessings. If we ever make it to Africa, because I believe that's where you're at, somewhere in Africa, you will have to host us and buy us dinner for that.
Yes.
We are going to build the van.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about this. Recently, we haven't talked about this. I bought the tire carrier and the back door thing for the Sprinter van. I priced out the bedding, the cabinetry, and all of the things necessary to get the Sprinter van ready to go so that we could travel and do van meet and greets. And I think that there's a whole lot that we can do on our own with just a van, and like could really do dinners and like live things with people. And, you know, I really think that would be a dope ass experience, because it would give us 5 or 6 months to just do whatever we wanted. Obviously kids need be a little bit older so that they can behave while we're doing shit. But Bethany said, since I went no contact with my mom recently, I have to replace the planned tattoo for her behind my ear. I think I'm going to do a 1x1 peach.
Oh my goodness. Stop it.
Discord cult. I mean, community.
It is an absolute honor for you guys. I don't know how to express this. Like, the amount of love that you guys hold for me, that you're willing to mark your body permanently with something attributed to me. I don't take that shit lightly. I have my husband's name tattooed on my stomach. Like, my husband means a lot to me. And to know that you guys are willing to do something.
You have a lot of tattoos for me.
I'm willing to I want to be a walking billboard for my husband.
Jay said, Chris is lucky the real estate on my ass is already taken, LOL. You know, Jay and I are close because things are about to start getting gay.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Iggy said, I've never ever had a tattoo in my life because I've always wanted to wait to find an artist I really trust, so it would be perfect to get one from y'all. Your old man actually talked to me yesterday about possibly coming to Florida. He wants to get his sleeve done. Not by me, but just getting tattooed.
Yeah.
I'd get it now on my finger or over my white Resilient tattoo. I have Resilient tattooed on my eyebrow.
Yeah.
That's what that says.
I forget that you have tattoos on your face sometimes.
Yeah. I forget about all the word tattoos that I have.
Yeah.
If I was to stand here with my clothes off, all of my tattoos are very stark contrast. They're very dark, demented, evil, demon shit, and then positive, like overcome, driven. Like I have big, powerful words tattooed on me, and that is the story of my life, because the first half of it was so dark, and I was trying to reclaim a sense of self with all of that ugly. I'm honored to know you both and boldly even call you friends. I'm so thankful for you. The Diesel Queen said, how do I get the link to Discord? I'm a top tier Patreon subscriber, but I can't find the Discord. So you need to link your Patreon to the Discord. Go onto a web browser. Don't try to use a Patreon app, and link Patreon to Discord. It'll automatically add you to the server, and then you click on it, agree to the rules, and it should give you the full Discord.
Actually read the rules.
Yeah, please.
Guys, I'm not accepting friend requests on Discord. I'm not accepting private DMs on Discord. This is a daily thing. So you guys are accepting these terms without actually reading them. Not all of you, but please take the time to actually read through the rules.
Peaches, your posture is so impeccable.
Oh,
as I'm
you.
sitting here like a fucking shrimp leaning back because my back is hurting.
My back's bothering me too. My shoulders are hunched and shit. Does it look good on camera still? Do I look like I'm doing a thing? Because I'm not.
You do. You
Hell
look great.
Yeah. No, I'm shrimping, guys. Look at this.
Yeah.
Move my hair out of the way so you can see what my... Look at... Are you kidding me? I need to be more like... Oh,
you should also be up more, technically.
I love it. Just straight gargoyle.
That's funny.
I'm not an old man. I'm just older than I was yesterday.
Yeah.
What voice did I just do? Oh, I can't do that again. I really had to focus on it. Never mind.
God damn it, Kyle!
Yeah.
Yep.
See, Carrie knows what's up. You can do it.
Oh man. Even if one of you don't do it, I need to get down to your shop. I have my right shoulder done, Fallen Soldier Memorial. Yeah, I mean, we have enough guys down there that could get shit done. With that being said, guys, thanks for tuning in. And remember, you are the authors of your own life.
So grab a pen.
And we will see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.